I'm Anastasia Chatzka, a fashion designer with over 20 years of experience and a sewing educator. And I'm really excited you're here to share another sewing adventure with me today. Welcome to Sewing Anastasia, and today we are going to design a print for fabric, and then we are going to test it out on a few different fabrics from a few different companies. So we are going to test reactive printing versus pigment printing, and we're going to check out the quality. We're going to wash it, we're going to dry it, and then we're going to see which one comes out better in the end, because you want your print to look fabulous while you're wearing it and washing it throughout the years. As a designer, I've been printing fabrics for a long time, and sometimes when I get my natural fibers back, they are dull. The colors are not bright and vibrant, and I want all that bright color and vibrancy in my design because I love color in my design, clearly. But I found this new company called Art Fabrics, and their printing is so beautiful. The colors are so vibrant, it looks just like it does on my computer screen when I get the fabric in the mail. And I found out why all the fabrics in the past that I was ordering were not turning out bright and vibrant. It's because they were using pigment printing. Pigment printing is basically glue mixed with ink, and it sits on the top of the fiber of the natural fabrics. And it makes such a dull, not as pretty vibrant print. Reactive printing is so bright and colorful on the natural fibers because the ink actually attaches to the cell of the fiber. So cool. And this is why it's so bright and colorful and not dull, because it's not sitting on the top of the fabric. It is actually penetrating into the cell of the fiber. The reactive printing process is a little bit intense, but that's why we get intense colors. So first, the fabric is pre-treated, and it's pre-treated depending on what kind of fibers it's made out of. So think of it as going to the spa. So it goes to the fabric spa, and after that, the fabric's printed. This is where your beautiful design gets put on the fabric. And then your fabric is steamed. This is where the magic happens. Your fabric goes through 105 degrees of steam for 10 minutes, and this is where the hot steam reacts with the dyes, permanently setting your color. Next, the fabric is washed and dried. I'm sure you've washed a fabric before and pulled it out, and it looks nothing like the fabric that you bought, and it is so disappointing, ruined, can't use it for your project, lame. So in theory, because this fabric has already been washed and dried, this should not happen when we wash and dry it. But we're gonna test it out and see. Now it's time to design a print and test out reactive versus pigment printing. My favorite place to design a fabric right now is at artfabrics.com. They have an interactive system where you can upload your images and design your print right on their website, and that way you can see exactly what it's gonna look like when it's printed. It's so cool. I'm gonna design a fabric with a black background and bright colors on it because I find that's the most problematic for printing. The first thing you wanna do is go to artfabrics.com and click on Start Designing. So let's click on Start Designing. You're gonna have a screen that pops up so you can upload your images. So go ahead and add your images. I have a few flowers that I've already selected and put them in my folder. So go ahead and click on your images, and they're gonna pop up on the screen. So now you can size them, you can rotate them, you can move them, you can put them wherever you want because you are creating your custom fabric. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a few more images. I'm going to add another flower. Where'd my flower go? It's hiding over here. Okay, so you can change the size of these. You can add as many images as you want. You can rotate them. You can also come over here and add shapes, circles, rectangles, polygons. You can also add effects of brightness, hue, saturation. You can pixelate it. And then you can also choose how you want your pattern to look. It has different options for repeats, half brick, dot repeat, mirror, half drop. There's so many options on here for designing the perfect fabric. So I spent about 15 minutes perfecting this flower design that I came up with, and now I'm ready to print it. I am loving the vibrant colors on this black background. Absolutely love black background florals from the 60s. So this was an inspiration from the 60s. So now it's time to order the fabric. And don't forget, we're also gonna order it from another company so we can test the pigment printing versus the reactive printing. So let's go ahead and hit order here and select our fabric. So I've ordered the fabric from both of the companies and I can't wait for it to come in and we can test out the fabrics. How do you think they're going to turn out? Which one is going to be more vibrant and which one is gonna make it through the wash better? I can't wait to find out. Our fabrics are here! Can you guess which one is reactive printed and which one is pigment printed? Well, this one is reactive printed and this one is pigment printed. What a huge difference in the color vibrancy and saturation of the color. This one actually looks black, and well, this one looks like a very, very faded black. This one looks like maybe it's been sitting around for 60 years from the 60s, and then it got washed a bunch. But this one looks beautiful and brand new. Sadly, they are both brand new, but not equally as beautiful. So let's take a closer look at the fabrics I ordered and what process of printing was used on each one. This one here is cotton canvas and reactive printing was used on it. This one's also a cotton canvas and pigment printing was used on this one. You can really see the difference between these two to the visual eye, and we have not even washed them yet. Next, we just have a plain quilting cotton, and this one is reactive printing. And again, this is a plain quilting cotton and this one is pigment printed. And the difference between these is so extreme. The reactive printing is so vibrant and beautiful. And sadly, the pigment printed fabric did not turn out very well at all. I don't even think I would use this in a project. Now it's time to wash our fabrics and see how they turn out. Are they gonna fade more? Are they gonna stay the same? What is going to happen when we wash and dry these fabrics? The reactive printing looks so much better to me right now, but what's gonna happen when we wash and dry them? Let's go find out. Okay, we are at the wash machine and we are ready to wash. I've got my reactive printing here and my pigment printed fabric here. So let's give them a wash and see how they turn out. We've got the water running and now it's time to put them in and see what happens. Rub-a-dub-dub, 4 pieces of fabric in a tub. They're out of the wash and now it's time to put them in the dryer. Let's do it! The results are in and reactive printing wins. It is still bright and vibrant and beautiful even after the wash and the dry. Let's go over the fabrics and take a closer look at the quality of them. Our first fabric is quilting cotton, and this one is with the reactive printing, super bright, beautiful, and vibrant and crisp looking. The next one is a quilting cotton as well, and this one was done with the pigment printing. You can really see the difference between these two. This one looks super faded. Even after washing it and drying it, it's still super faded looking. If anything, I'd say it almost is a little bit more faded than it was before we washed it. I'm a little nervous to see this one after it gets washed and dried another 10 times. Next up is the cotton canvas and the reactive printing. Still super bright and beautiful. The whites are white, the blacks are blacks, and the hot pinks are surely hot pink. Beautiful, love this one. Next up is going to be a cotton canvas and the pigment printing, and you can really see in the comparison here how washed out the pigment printing looks, especially after giving it one wash. The blacks almost look like a dark gray. In conclusion, reactive printing is going to give you the best colors on your natural fibers. So make sure when you're ordering fabrics that you're having printed, make sure that they're using reactive printing so you get the best quality prints possible. I'm so happy I took the time to do this experiment between reactive and pigment printing, because otherwise I might not have ever noticed there was such a big difference between the two. But now I do, and now I'm educated. I'll be ordering reactive printed fabric from now on. And artfabrics.com is a great place to order reactive dyed printed fabric from. You can order as little as 1 meter or 100 meters. It's totally up to you and your project. Thanks so so much for watching Sewing Anastasia today. If you have any questions on the reactive versus pigment printing, let me know and leave it down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And if you'd like to check out artfabrics.com, their link is down below as well. Make sure you follow me on social media, on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and TikTok and all those fabulous social media websites. That way we can stay connected and inspiring each other through all of our projects. Also, if you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let me know what you think down below in the comments. I would love to see your projects that you've had printed, so when you print them, make sure you tag me at Sewing Anastasia or DM me photos of your projects so that way I can share them with everyone else and keep everyone inspired and creative. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!